Three characteristics of high-scoring SAT and ACT students. I've extensively tutored SAT and ACT since 2000. Actually, a little bit before that, but effectively, I've tutored SAT and ACT intensively since 2000, and I've noticed three characteristics that seem to come through for high-scoring SAT and ACT students. The first one is a willingness to learn, and this is huge. It seems obvious, but there's many obstacles to learning. One obstacle to a willingness to learn is called ego. Thinking that you got all the answers, and if you already have all the answers, how can you learn anything? It's just not possible. There was one student that I had worked with, and I was explaining to her the probability system of SAT and ACT, working over the probabilities. And I'm not going to go into detail on that in this particular video, but essentially it's a logical framework in which you had to acclimate yourself to. And she said, no, that's something I'm not going to do. I have a better way. Well, I hope that she did, but really when you come down to it, the fact that she had her mind closed to the concept actually was very costly to her. So number one, you have to have a willingness to learn, and some of the tactics may seem eccentric, others may seem boring. They certainly are probably not going to be a whole lot of fun, but nonetheless, you must be willing to learn. Okay, number two, you must be willing to stand apart from the crowd. One cost of having academic excellence, having a high SAT, a high ACT score, is depending on the school environment which you're in, you could either get ridiculed or envied, or a combination of both. And you really need to have that thick skin, which will help you deal with the fact that you've stood out from the crowd. You've made that extra effort, and it is a huge consideration when you really come down with it, is to really have the right outlook that you are going to stand apart. It is going to take extra effort. The students who prefer not to prepare and to do other things that perhaps are more entertaining, the latest app on their smartphone, playing with that, or whatever they're choosing to do. That's a choice that they make, but you're going to stand apart. And last but not least, another characteristic I've noticed about successful ACT and SAT students excuse me, is not surprisingly extreme levels of diligence. They're willing to focus. They're willing to put the time and effort in. They're willing to decode, to figure out how to solve a particular problem, and to solve it again and again until it gets hardwired in the brain. Now, I've spoken about the memory techniques on other videos that you may find interesting. Whatever method you use, there's no doubt that a successful ACT and SAT student practices till they get to the point of mastery, till they get to the point of unconscious competence, until they've reached a level in which it's habitual. And is that diligence that will serve them and you well in your future endeavors. I'm Darryl Hold, your trusted tutor and educational advisor at affordable-tutor.com. You can reach me at tutorpro88@gmail.com.